Oxford will be getting 125 new manufacturing jobs as a local plant invests $350 million more in its local facility.
It is the Memorial Day holiday weekend coming up, and we will have the complete weather forecast for all of East Alabama coming up.
One local high school fielded a brand new team this year. We'll give you the details in sports. EAN Local News starts now.
This segment of EAN Local News is brought to you by Waldrop Manufacturing, metal buildings made right here in Calhoun County.
Good evening, and thank you for watching East Alabama Now Local News for Thursday, May 25th, 2023. I'm Mike Stedham.
And I'm Katie Edwards.
At a special called meeting this morning, the Oxford City Council approved a special tax abatement for Kronospan, which has been making wood panels at its local plant since 2008. Today's announcement will bring the company's local workforce up to 600 people, and it represents a total investment of more than $1 billion in the Oxford plant. This latest expansion will focus on the production of oriented strand board, one of the many wood products made by Kronospan. The company bills itself as the world's leading producer of wood panel products and says its Oxford facility is the largest and most vertically integrated wood products site in North America. Oxford officials say a groundbreaking ceremony for the new plant will be held later this year, and the Calhoun County Commission is expected to approve its portion of the tax abatement at this week's meeting.
Good news for swimmers who live in the Anniston area. The Anniston Aquatic Center, which has been out of operation for the past few months because of some technical problems, reopened at 5:30 this morning for people who enjoy an early morning dip in the pool. Anniston Public Affairs Officer Jackson Hodges says this is the news many people have been waiting anxiously to hear.
If you are itching to jump in the pool and get back to what you were doing, or if you haven't checked out the Aquatic and Fitness Center, you should. It's on Summerall Gate Road in Fort McClellan. The pool is officially back open.
And Hodges says the reopening of the Aquatic Center is not the only water-related news coming out of Anniston City Hall today. Starting this weekend, the splash pads at the city's community centers will be opening for local children to enjoy.
We have made major upgrades to our playgrounds and splash pads. There are upgrades to the playground and splash pad at Zim Park. There are upgrades to the playground at the Carver Community Center. There's a whole new playground at the Fort McClellan Youth Soccer Complex, and there have been playground upgrades to the playground at the North Hodges Community Center. And lastly, there's an entirely new splash pad in Nettles Park by the South Highland Community Center. All of our splash pads and public pools will open this Memorial Day weekend, so we look forward to you bringing your little ones and your family out for a great time.
When we come back, we'll tell you about some outstanding high school students from Cleburne County who have been awarded local scholarships.
If you've been thinking about a new shed, garage, or metal carport, now is the time to act. Steel prices are rising in 2023 and will continue rising into the next year. Waldrop Manufacturing still has current price stock but is expected to run out as early as June. So call out Waldrop Manufacturing today. The supply is on a first-come, first-served basis. Waldrop Manufacturing, this area's most trusted, reliable steel manufacturer. This segment of EAN Local News is brought to you by WM Grocery, located in Heflin, Wadowee, Roanoke, and in Piedmont.
Two high school students from Cleburne County have been awarded $500 scholarships from the Cleburne County Farmers Federation. Kara Skinner of the Federation says this is the first time her group has given these scholarships. They're intended to benefit both the students and the community. One of the awards was given to Colin Roberts of Fruithurst.
We're very impressed with him because he maintained a job through high school and still maintained a 4.0 GPA. And the job that he was carrying while he was in high school is a job that he plans to further in his college studies. So he's planning on going to Auburn and getting involved with forestry in Auburn. And so we didn't make it a requirement that these students were going into an agricultural field, but that is something that we looked at.
And the other scholarship is going to Briley Merrill of Ranburne.
And she is actually going into nursing. But I can tell you, as a farmer myself, I've needed nurses several times in my life. I've needed doctors, and I've needed lawyers, and I've needed welders, and I've needed accountants. And so we didn't want to not include any branch of study that the student wanted to go into. But what mattered to us was, what are your plans for coming back to Cleburne County? Like, how do you plan to serve Cleburne County in the future? And so they both planned on, after furthering their education, coming back to Cleburne County and serving their communities.
A former radio and TV personality from East Alabama who has had a busy career as an audiobook producer has now become an author as well. Chris Abernathy has written a book called Paw and Order, which he describes as being in the cozy mystery category.
The cozy mystery category is doing quite well, and not enough people are writing stories with animals as main characters in the cozy mystery genre. So I decided to do my series from the perspective of a cat, specifically a cat who had spent years as an assistant with his human being a detective. And so now Detective Whiskers feels like he is a detective as well.
Abernathy says Whiskers now lives with the detective's widow, and he has to step up to lead a murder investigation.
Whiskers is now the man of the house, as he sees it, and it's his job to take care of Sheila. And once they get down there, their neighbor almost immediately dies, and Sheila is the main suspect. So Whiskers has to find out who really did it.
Paw and Order is currently available on Amazon.
John Holder joins us now in the EAN Weather Center. John, how's it looking for the upcoming Memorial Day weekend?
Well, indeed, it is going to be a beautiful Memorial Day holiday weekend all across East Alabama. We'll have the complete forecast details straight ahead.
Since 1993, WM Grocery has been a major part of our local community. WM offers the very best in fresh produce and an outstanding meat department. WM also has many local products not found anywhere else and fresh sushi every day. If you need an event catered, come see Mrs. K at any WM store. Curbside pickup is also available for your online grocery orders. Be sure to download the WM app for all the deals of the week and shopper rewards. Go check them out today at any of their locations.
We take pride in our community and appreciate your business.
Temperatures today about where they should be across East Alabama, but that's about to change as we head into the weekend. 80s today, once again across East Alabama, about where we should be. 84 the average, 83 the high. A cool morning this morning, down in the 50s. That's going to continue for the next several mornings all across Calhoun and Cleburne counties. You see the record high and the record low. Sun setting now all the way at 7:44 as those days continue to stretch out and be longer. Weather on your street. Tonight is a big night. Stadium Drive in Alexandria. That's the home of Alexandria High School. Graduation coming up this evening. It is going to be a fantastic night for that or any other outdoor activity this evening. Crystal clear skies. The low tonight at 58 degrees in the Alexandria Valley. As we head into Friday, lots of sunshine. Drennan Drive at McClellan. That's right off Buckner Circle there in the heart of McClellan. McClellan and all of East Alabama tomorrow going to be bathed in sunshine. Lots of sunshine. 81 for the high tomorrow. No chance of rain in the forecast whatsoever. And as we look ahead to the weekend, it's a big weekend. A lot of things going on. Near perfect weather. Great weekend. A lot of folks do this. They spend the Memorial Day holiday weekend at Cheahaw State Park on Skyway Mountain Way. That's also known as Alabama Highway 281 that goes up to Cheahaw. Those overlooks are going to be spectacular. It will be a great weekend to go up there. Temperatures are going to be a bit on the cool side. We'll be in the 70s, a little bit below average for this time of year, maybe even cooler than that up on the mountain. A great weekend at Mount Cheahaw and all across East Alabama for any outdoor activity. I think you're going to like the 7-day forecast. Looking very good all across East Alabama. You'll see those 80s coming up tomorrow, but then we've got 70s the rest of the way, all the way through the holiday weekend. Pretty rare for us to be at the beginning of summertime and have high temperatures still in the 70s. We'll draw your attention to those 50s that we talked about for the next several days. And look at that 53-degree reading. That'll be the coolest morning coming up on Sunday morning. Beginning on Sunday, we'll have a chance of a shower or thunderstorm every afternoon, but that chance of rain is 20% or less. And as we move into early next week, right on schedule, we talk about Memorial Day being the unofficial start of summertime. Temperatures will be back in the mid-80s by Tuesday, upper 80s by Wednesday, getting close to 90 degrees by Thursday. Those nighttime temperatures coming up as well from the 50s back into the upper 60s in about a week or so across East Alabama. Now, we know we got a lot of folks because of graduation, school being out, and it being Memorial Day weekend. I'm going to back out and show you this because this was made just a couple of days ago down at Orange Beach. Got a lot of folks headed to the beach, whether you're going to Destin, Orange Beach, Gulf Shores, Panama City, wherever you're going in Alabama or Florida on the Gulf Coast, be aware of the lightning. We have multiple folks every year that are struck by lightning on the Alabama and Florida Gulf Coast beaches. Don't be one of those victims there. The thing that we want to do is those clouds start coming in the late afternoon and evening hours with those pop-up storms. Go inside. Don't take a chance with the lightning. Alabama and Florida, two of the top 10 states for lightning deaths in the country out of the 50 states. So certainly lightning a big factor when you go to the beach this weekend. Coming up in sports, Chase Robinson going to highlight a new sport at Cleburne County High School. Chase?
Thanks, John. As high school spring sports have come and gone for this year, one school had a first this spring. Cleburne County High School started a soccer program for the first time in 2023. And like any first-year program, you look for progression through the season. And Coach Morgan saw that from the start to the end of the season.
From my standpoint, watching the kids grow and learn the sport was what my main goal was. And the product we put on the field that first night against White Plains to our very last game was just the transition was phenomenal with the kids. It was a very successful season, whether or not the scores. And I told the kids multiple times, don't worry about the scores. We're getting better and learning soccer, and that's what we did. We definitely turned into a bunch of people who might not even have seen a soccer ball before to, hey, we're a soccer team now.
The Tigers were able to field a boys and girls varsity team this season, and because of the success from year one, they're seeing those numbers grow already for next season and as they build for the future.
The JV program, I think that'll just grow in the sport here and making almost a self-sustaining program, where it feeds itself. Like we get kids from the Parks and Recs department, which we're actually adding another age group, like a 12 and under age group that I'm going to help coach there and to kind of introduce them to our system, them to the sport, and then they'll come right into our program as 7th graders and then stay with us hopefully through graduation. But I really see this group in 4 to 5 years. We're going to be in the playoffs. We're going to be making some noise in our area, and just because I can see the growth from day one to the end of year one, and I can just see where we're headed from there, and it's only good things.
As school wraps up and summer begins, teams will begin their summer workouts in preparation for the upcoming school year. With new coaches all over East Alabama, we're going to take time throughout the summer to introduce you to those new faces across East Alabama. Today we'll start with the new head football coach at Sachs High School, Alphonso Freeney. Let's take a look at the resume for Coach Freeney. He spent his high school playing days at Strawn High School and played college as a fullback for Jack Crow at Jacksonville State. He served as running backs coach at J.W. Mitchell High School from 2014 to 2021 before he got his chance to become a head coach at Pasco High School near Tampa, Florida for the 2022 season. He led Pasco to a 9-2 record last season from a winless season prior to his arrival. Coach Freeney shared with me his coaching philosophy that he's bringing to Sachs.
It's kind of my approach to the game, man, is if you can handle your business in school, make sure you take care of your grades and things like that. And, I got some guys that we've already talked about, they want to play college football. And I tell them, man, if you get above a 3.0, it opens up a lot of doors in that aspect that I can get you to different places when it comes to college football. So, everything I do is going to be educational based, and you got to be a great student first.
One thing Coach Freeney is used to is community support, and he knows coming to a place like Saks, he will have the community support, and the support comes success.
I'm leaving a place that the community is big and they love their football. And it's like I'm going to another place and the community loves their football. They love the kids. They want to see the kids do well. I think that's very important anywhere. One thing that I knew is I know Saks has had runs where, they've had teams that could have had opportunity to win that state championship. And I think I'm bringing that mindset to Saks, though, is I want to win a championship. I don't want to be a region runner-up. I don't want to be state run. I want to win a state championship, and that's the goal at Saks, and that's going to be what we're going to work towards. And I think you can do that at Saks.
The Saks Wildcats open up August 25th at Ohatchee. That's it for sports. Let's go back over to Mike and Katie.
Thank you for watching East Alabama Now Local News.
Yes, remember to check back with us every Monday through Friday evening around 6:30 on either Facebook or YouTube to see what's been happening in your community. Don't forget to like and subscribe and leave us a comment while you're there.
We'll see you Friday for your news on your schedule.